In this video, we're going to talk about the duration of the arc and why it is so important and why we have introduced these two new functions in the BeautyTech Plus, the start counter and the hole counter. The reason is mainly because the duration of the arc is extremely important in the aesthetic treatments for skin tightening. It's very important for skin tightening and is extremely important in the spot mode or spot operation. Why is that? Because as we know, the longer we keep the arc onto the skin, the higher is the energy that we inject into the skin. Conversely, if the shorter the duration of the arc, the less is the energy that we're able to inject into the skin. Because of this reason, as we know, the intensity of the treatment when we use the spot mode or spot operation is dependent on three parameters. The duration of the arc, which is the duration of the arc as we know. Number two is the distance between the spots, and number three is the power level of the device that you are using. Now, the power level of the device that you're using is relatively easy to control if you have a device that permits it, because not all devices on the market allow you to change the power of the device itself. And with the BeautyTech, we have long solved this problem. You've got lots of power levels within the BeautyTech. Also, the distance between the spot is quite easily controlled. You can actually control it quite well visually. But the duration of the arc is a parameter which is not very easy to control at all, because so far the only way that you've got in order to control that duration of the arc is your finger, your eyes, and maybe the movement of your wrist when you're trying to actually get the tip of the device close enough to get that electrical arcing. So, and this is a bit challenging for the human himself to actually control accurately that duration of the arc. And with the BeautyTech, the BeautyTech Plus, we have solved this problem. Because as we know, the human eye is unable to actually detect the very fast on and off time. Say for example, if you have got an arc that extinguishes over a time period of a few milliseconds, your human eye, our human eye, is unable to detect the off time, whereas a machine is able to detect it. And also, you're unable to count accurately in the region of the milliseconds. You can maybe count roughly up to the 500 milliseconds if you're good enough, but not to the few milliseconds. And a machine, a device, a computer, a microprocessor, this sort of task is very, very easy for a microprocessor. And there's so many microprocessors, and we have made this available in the BeautyTech Plus. So you're able to actually count to the milliseconds the duration of the whole arc. So in the hole counter, for example. And therefore, we had made this as advantage for you. But we've got two types of modes in the BeautyTech, the hole counter and the start counter. And they're slightly different. And in the hole counter, as you'll see in the hole counter videos, where we explain them in detail, what the computer does actually counts the total duration of the arc, no matter what you do. So as long as you want to have a duration of the arc of whatever length of time, the device will ensure that the total duration of that arc is exactly as long as you want, as long as you set the device to have that duration of the arc. Whereas the start counter only gives you a control over the maximum duration of the arc. But if you want to know more about these two modes, go on to our website and study these two modes, because we've got loads of information, training information, free training information about these two modes. So if you're looking for the best plasma device there is, what are you waiting for? The BeautyTech Plus is the device for you. And the training is all free and all available online.